Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Marie. Today's video is all about the energies that live within our second chakra. Those energies reside in the area of our hips and our lower back. Those energies reside within our sexual organs and into the second color of the rainbow. Color that we find there is orange. So let's take a moment and revisit the setting up of our space. This is something that I will remind you again and again as we move throughout these video sessions, how important it is for you to set that space. So whether you need to stop the video for a few moments to obtain this, then do so, but have your space set in the way that makes you comfortable. If you like soft candlelight, then bring that into your practice. I love to put out my singing bowls and all of those musical things that give me joy in my heart. So take a moment, set your space, make sure that you have something there for yourself to drink, because you may feel the need to moisten your mouth or your throat as you go through your meditation. So offering yourself a gentle cup of tea is something that I always recommend. So for myself, I always like to give myself a little different blend depending on what chakra that I'm working with. So for today, I'm using something really simple, just a simple white tea with some chamomile, something that'll help digest both the things that are going inside my body as well as my mental faculties. So take a moment, make yourself a cup of tea, set up your altar, and then join me back here. As we move forward with the setting of our space, bring out those little vials of oil that were sent to you when you purchased this online learning format. And get yourself that small little piece of cotton, just big enough to tuck into that ridge of the right ear, using a little bit of your sandalwood oil, rubbing it around on the cotton ball, making sure that you put your lid back on your oil, putting that back in whatever place you choose, or in that lovely little velvet gift bag that came with your package, and then tucking that up into the ridge of the right ear. Or if you choose, you can set that little cotton ball to the side and wait until we go into our laying down meditation state, and before you set that in, whatever works best for you. Also remembering that you've got your lovely Indian gulab, the scent of the rose. And again, I'm going to let you decide where you bring this in. You can add it to the back of the left hand now. So remembering taking most of the oil off of your finger before you apply it onto the back of your left hand. Less is more here. It doesn't need to be strong and offensive. You want it to be subtle and inviting to the body, okay? So whether you draw it onto the back of your left hand now, or again, whether you wait and bring that into your practice when we move into that position where we're lying down horizontally and going into that meditation space, whatever works best for you. Also making sure that your clear quartz crystal is near you so that you can place that at the top of your head, crown chakra. And once you have that all set, then let's move forward into the energies of our second chakra. On the screen, you will notice all of the information that I'm going to go through with you. So we're going to read this together, and I'm going to expand a little on each point to help emphasize the information contained there. Welcome to your second chakra. The Sanskrit name for the second chakra is Swadhisthana. And the energy that lives within our second chakra is the energy of relationships and partnerships, our one-on-one relationships with people. The color that we find here is the second color of the rainbow, which is the color orange. The musical note that lives here in these chakra energies is the D note, and the frequency is 15.6 hertz. Remember, with each chakra, we're adding another 7.8 hertz. This is how we move up in those higher energies. And it's located in the area of your sexual organs, so your lower back, your hips. The meanings within our second chakra are all about the power to act with integrity, creativity, and your sexual and finances, so your power with money. Your physical desires live here, so your second chakra is undoubtedly a hot zone of energy because it's within our sexual organs. It is all about our work, because our work is part of our creativity. We create through our work. Okay? The sense of personal identity and your emotional boundaries, this is where they live. This is where the energy lives within your second chakra. You can feel this energy. It's a very alive, vibrant energy. Everybody understands what a sexual rush is. That is the energy that lives here. You know what that feels like. You can feel it densely within your own biology. And because this is the chakra of creativity, creativity comes through in many ways. Because it is our second chakra, we can create by procreation, so creating new life. And we create through this is where our creation comes through in our physical form. So when the power of thought hits our mind and we make the choice to empower that thought, it is through this energetic area that we put that thought into creative form. Unless we worry about what everybody else will think and we abort that energy through that same power center. So if you get a thought in your mind, a wonderful creative thought, you then need to consciously choose whether you're going to allow that thought to become form through your second chakra, or whether you will abort that energy, you will abort that creative energetic force out of worrying about what everybody else will think about it. This is where lower back issues come in the hip, in the sexual organs, because we continually abort energetic thoughts through this area of our body, usually out of a fear of what others will think. So it's important to remember that. The motto or the sacred truth of the second chakra is to honor one another. And that truth becomes a truth when we remember that in the first chakra, that motto, that sacred truth was all as one. And when we understand that we are all one, then the next step is to honor one another, because to honor one another means to honor yourself as well. The fears or the shadow side of the energies that live within our second chakra, because remember, we have both light and dark energies living within each energetic center. So one of the fears that live there is, the loss of self-control. Nothing is more fearful in our energetic system than losing our power of control. It creates an initial response that we don't even think about. We go on autopilot here. Being controlled by others, this is another fear that lives there. This is where the emotions of blame and guilt will come in and seep in when we feel like everybody else around us is controlling our lives but us. Okay, the loss of physical power lives here as well. If all of a sudden you can't do something that you normally would do, you feel that in this energetic part of your body. Greed, vengeance, anger, those live here as well, because this is in relation to your money and your sexual energies. Remember that the second chakra lives within that area of our hips and our lower back. This is also the area of our physical body where we physically wear our weaponry. So if we were wearing a gun, we would have it in a holster on that part of our body. If we were wearing a sword, it would be in a sheath on that part of our body. It is exactly this part of our body that we drop down to when we're ready to fight. Okay? Remember, there's nothing coincidental here. Everything I'm explaining to you is to help you make more sense of your own energetic system, how it feels to you. Everybody knows what a sexual rush feels like. This is the energy that lives there. When we need to fight our way through something, it is through this energetic center. This is the energy that we work through. And that is how it feels like. The strengths, or the light side of the energies that live within this second chakra, are the strength to survive on your own. Having that knowledge within yourself, like, yep, I'm going to make it no matter what. I have what it takes. That strength within yourself. It shows through your creativity, because the more you're willing to allow your creativity to flow through you, the stronger you feel about yourself. It starts working on your self-esteem. So pay attention to how you create. The ability to take risks live here as well, both financially, because this is your power center for money, and taking risks with relationships and the environment around you. Your ethics and your honor code of relationships live within this energetic system. They live within this second chakra. The ability to recover from losses, both financially and relationship-wise in life. These are some of the strengths that reside here in your second chakra. Physically, the second chakra involves your sexual organs, both internally and externally. Physically, it involves the large intestine, your third lumbar vertebrae through sacrum, your pelvis, and your buttocks. This is the physical part of your body warehousing the energy of your second chakra. So next time you have a lower back pain, or you've got a sciatic pain, or you've got issues going on in this area physically in your body, start paying attention to the energies that live within that second chakra. Is my mind taking me somewhere emotionally that's helping to create this physical pain within my body? Because there's energy trapped there. That's where that pain's coming from. The law, so just like within our first chakra, I explained that we were going to have a law of the universe, or one of the mystical laws, or one of the laws of nature, or laws of science. However you want to word it, it all means the same thing. How each one of our chakras correlate to one of those laws of science, or laws of nature, as we call it. And this is the law of action and reaction. And how it works with your second chakra is, this is where you react before you think. This is the autopilot that we sometimes go on. And so this is the place where the law of action and reaction lives. This is where we react before we think. This is where we're on autopilot. This is partly where that part in our brain, our amygdala that stores information from past traumas, this is where this will kick in through our second chakra, where an instant happens here and this is how we react over here, and we don't even stop and think about it. This happens, boom, that happens. This is the energetic center where this lives. And so this is the law of the universe, or the law of science, that this applies to, the law of action and reaction. As we move through these chakras, what I want to remind you is, number one, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to a version of myself to you in my mind. So the words that I'm using with you are the same words that I'm using within my own mind when I have these discussions with myself. This is how I teach. I also want you to remember that this whole delving into the world behind your eyes, this might not have been something that ever you thought of once, until somehow this course became into your awareness and you ventured into this territory that lives within you. Please remember that as you are exploring and navigating that inner territory, that you really need to be kind to yourself. You need to give yourself grace, time to digest information. The beauty of having this on video is you can replay this over and over again until the message becomes clear that you're not living in muddy waters. And remember that it takes an incredible amount of courage to allow yourself to heal. For number one, having the wisdom to realize that you have some healing to do in the first place. And then allowing yourself to move into a class like this, where you start exploring that inner territory, the world that goes on in behind your eyes, where you live most of the time but you really don't pay attention to. And then to understand how this is affecting our physical body, how our thoughts, where they go, if they end up in our history, to our past traumas that weigh us down, that make us wait for all the good things in life to happen because of that weighing of us down. We need to be gentle. Not beat ourselves up for not knowing what we now know today, because we didn't know it yesterday, but we know it today. So today we can make a different choice. We can make a choice to move through an emotion that we're feeling rather than reacting to it, because we're going to learn a skill set as we move through these chakras. And we're going to discover some wonderful treasures about ourselves that we didn't even know we had. So with that said, if this is part of your practice, I invite you to push pause on the video and take this time to go ahead and bring that sacred feminine cannabis into your practice. So take your imbibing session, allow yourself to use your stick of Palo Santo to smudge yourself, to allow that scent to become into your being as you're imbibing, and then come back into this space and push play again, and we'll move into our readings from Carolyn Mace. And so find that space on your mat now where you have a bolster underneath your knees so that it helps support and relax your lower back. And taking that rolled up blanket or pillow and having that positioned so it's right underneath your shoulder blades, so that as you lie down with your head on a pillow or not, depending on how much of a stretch that you'd like, that you actually feel a gentle rising of your chest as you lie over the rolled up blanket. And what this is doing, it's helping to open up your fourth chakra. And remember, as we've discussed already, that the fourth chakra is where all healing takes place, in this energetic center. And we get tight here from leaning forward in work and gardening and those types of things that go on in life. And so we can get very tight here. So this is a lovely, gentle stretch for your fourth chakra, for your heart center, for your upper back. And so this is what you should be feeling when you're lying here. You should feel a gentle stretching, finding whatever position feels comfortable for you, for your arms, maybe one over your stomach, one over your heart. Maybe you like to have your arms beside you, or maybe you'd like to increase the stretch by offering your arms out to either side of you. So find that place of comfort now. And then just allow yourself to settle here, finding comfort on the mat beneath you, letting yourself know that you are completely safe within this space, and letting yourself know how deeply you are loved. And then just allow yourselves to settle here. Bring that awareness to the top of your head. And as we move through the front half of our body, you're going to use the power of your imagination to gather any tensions that you find within the physical form. And then use the exhale of your breath to release those tensions from the body. So bringing that awareness to the top of your head, and allow that awareness to travel through your hair, through your scalp, until your hairline meets your forehead. Allow that awareness to travel through the folds of your forehead, your eyebrows, the sockets of your eyes, your cheeks, the large muscles of your jaw. Can you allow your jaw to lightly unhinge so that your mouth slightly opens? Can you allow that awareness to travel down the muscles on either side of your neck, into the contours of your shoulders, your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your hands, and your fingers. Allow that awareness to gather back into the center of your chest, to the area of your breasts and your rib cage, your stomach, into the bowls of your hips, the front side of your thighs, your knees, your shins, your ankles, your feet, and your toes. Remind yourself that the breath is deep and full, yet gentle and smooth, nourishing and healing. Allow yourself to know that you are completely supported by the mat beneath you. Know that you are completely safe within this space. And take to heart knowing how deeply you are loved. Breathing and allowing. All is well. And on your next inhalation, bending your knees so that your feet are flat on the floor, and in whichever fashion is most comfortable for you, take that rolled up blanket or towel from underneath your shoulder blades and move it down to position so that it's right underneath your buttocks, so that when you lie back down over that, you feel a gentle rising of your hips towards the ceiling. You'll feel a gentle stretch in your lower back. And that's how you know that you have it positioned correctly. So not into the small curvature of your back, but it's actually going lower underneath your buttocks. And then just allow yourselves to gather there for a moment. Allow your body to settle into this space. And then offer your body the opportunity to give you any final messages for any further comfort. Meaning, can I reposition my pillow? Can I offer my body a blanket? Can I move my foot or my leg slightly to make me more comfortable here? And then when you've found that space of comfort, offering yourself again those same 3 deep cleansing breaths, where we draw the breath in through the nose, and then we exhale through the mouth. And again, inhaling in through the nose, and then exhaling deeply through the mouth. And one final time, inhaling in through the nose, expanding the lungs, drawing that breath deep into the belly, and then exhaling deeply through the mouth. And then once again, simply allow yourself to settle here on the mat, finding comfort and allowing your breath to return to its normal fashion, in and out through your nose. And now bring that awareness back to the top of your head. And this time we're going to move down the backside of your body using that same gather and release technique. Starting at the top of your head, allowing that awareness to move through your scalp, down the backside of your skull, until your hair meets your neck, right at the base of your skull. And allow your attention to gather here for a moment. And then, using the large muscles that live on either side of your spine as a guide, moving down your neck into the area of your upper back and your shoulder blades, allowing that awareness to gather into the middle of your back. And step by step, allowing that awareness to move into the area of your lower back. Into the bowls of your hips, your buttocks, the backside of your thighs, the backside of your knees, your calf muscles, your ankles, your feet, and your toes. Remind yourself that the breath is deep and full, yet gentle and smooth, nourishing and healing. And now bring your awareness back to the top of your head. And our final technique for relaxing the physical form is a gentle tension and release technique. Taking your awareness to the top of your head, and now imagining every muscle in your body, from the very top of your head to the very tips of your toes. You're going to tighten every muscle as we inhale, and as we exhale, we'll release. And we begin. Inhaling in, tightening every muscle from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Exhale and release. And one more time. Inhaling in through the nose, tightening every muscle from the very top of the head to the very tips of your toes. Hold. Hold. And then exhale and release. And as you do, notice how good it feels to let it go. And on your next inhalation, bending your knees so that your feet are flat on the floor, in whatever fashion is most comfortable for you, removing that rolled up blanket or towel from underneath your buttocks, and then finding that final position where you'd like to take the rest of our time together. So take a moment and do that now. And if you haven't already, place the cotton in the ridge of your right ear that's imbued with the beautiful Mysore sandalwood, and then offer a little bit of the rose oil to the back of your left hand. If you haven't already, taking your clear quartz crystal and placing it at your crown chakra. And then if you choose to have an eye pillow covering your eyes, allowing yourself to settle and maybe getting comfortable snuggled up underneath the blanket. And then using that finger that we tucked the cotton ball into the ridge of the right ear with and softening our gaze, bring that finger up underneath the nose and then allow yourself to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and then exhale through the mouth. And again, inhaling in through the nose, allowing our bodies to take in that scent of the sandalwood, and then exhaling deeply through the mouth. And one final time, inhaling in through the nose, dropping your hand down gently beside you, and then exhaling deeply through the mouth. Reminding ourselves here that the scent of the sandalwood has the ability to calm all appetites of the body. It allows us to settle ourselves, to soften our energies, and to move into these beautiful spaces where we do inner work and breath work. And now doing the same, offering the left hand where you've applied the scent of the rose up underneath the nose, and taking in those same 3 deep breaths where we draw in through the nose, that beautiful scent of the rose, and then we exhale deeply through the mouth. And again, drawing that scent of the rose in through the nose, bringing that scent deep into the body, and then exhaling deeply through the mouth. And one final time, inhaling in through the nose, dropping that hand gently down beside you, and then exhaling deeply through the mouth. Reminding ourselves that the scent of the rose is both cooling and moistening, perfect for a heated environment when the weather's hot and dry outside, because the cool of the rose oil helps us come back to balance. And the rose oil is also cooling to those heated emotions like anger and frustration. Allow the scent of the rose that's on the back of your left hand to be there for you as I guide you through our time together.
so that when you have emotions that are really good, that are passing through you, offer the left hand underneath your nose and take in a nice deep breath to help drive those good feelings home to the heart. And then to also remember that when those emotions or not so good feelings come through our consciousness, to do the same thing and allow the scent of the rose to help guide us through it by taking our awareness back to our breath, back to the here and now, and to the center of our heart, where all healing takes place. And we take our reading again today from Carolyn Mace, from her book, Anatomy of the Spirit. The second chakra, the power of relationships. The second chakra is the partnership chakra. Its energy begins to pulsate and becomes distinct around the age of 7. At that age, children start interacting with other children and adults more independently of their parents and outside the home environment. Through these initial interactions, they begin to individuate, form relationships, and explore the power of choice. With the second chakra, energy shifts from obeying tribal authority to discovering other relationships that satisfy personal physical needs. Still a lower chakra energy that pushes us towards relating to external forces, the second chakra is a powerful force. Its location is in the lower abdomen to the navel area. Its energy connection to the physical body are your sexual organs, your large intestine, your lower vertebrae, your pelvis and hip area, your appendix, and your bladder. The energy connection to the emotional mental body. This chakra resonates to our need for relationships with other people and our need to control, to some extent, the dynamics of our physical environment. All the attachments by which we maintain control over our external lives, such as authority, other people, or money, are linked through this chakra to our energy field and the physical body. The illnesses that originate in this energy center are activated by the fear of losing control. Prostate or ovarian cancer, chronic pain in the lower back and hips, and arthritis are a few of more of the common health problems. Problems at menopause, such as hot flashes and depression, are second chakra energy dysfunctions. Fibroids resulting from second chakra creative energy that was not birthed, and from life energy that is directed into dead-end jobs or relationships. The energy in this chakra enables us to generate a sense of personal identity and protective psychological boundaries. As we continually assess our personal strength in regard to the external world and its physical seductive forces, such as sex, money, addictive substances, or other people, the second chakra energy of a healthy physical ego keeps us able to interact with that world without having to negotiate or sell ourselves. It is the energy of self-sufficiency, a survival instinct for being in the world. The primary fears that are alive within this energy center are the fears of loss of control or being controlled by another through the dominating power of events or conditions such as addiction, rape, betrayal, impotence, financial loss, abandonment by our primary partner or professional colleagues. Also, fear of the loss of power of the physical body. The strengths that reside within your second chakra are the ability and stamina to survive financially and physically on one's own, and to defend and protect oneself, the fight or flight instinct, the ability to take risks, the resilience to recover from loss, whether of family members, partners, property, occupation, or finances, the power to rebel and re-establish a life, and personal and professional decision-making ability and talent. The sacred truth inherent in the second chakra is to honor one another. This truth applies to our interactions with each other and with all forms of life. From a spiritual perspective, every relationship we develop, from the most casual to the most intimate, serves the purpose of helping us to become more conscious. Some relationships are necessarily painful because learning about ourselves and facing our own limitations are not things we tend to do with enthusiasm. We often need to be spiritually set up for such encounters. The spiritual challenge of the second chakra is to learn to interact consciously with others. Physical science recognizes second chakra energy as the law of cause and effect. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction, and the law of magnetism, oppositely charged objects attract. Applied to relationships, these laws mean that we generate patterns of energy that attract people who are opposite us in some way, who have something to teach. Nothing is random. Prior to every relationship we have ever formed, we opened the door with energy that we were generating. This fact is what makes learning about second chakra dualism so delicious. The more conscious we become, the more consciously we can utilize the energy of our second chakra. And now take a moment and allow your imagination, that is, your awareness, to travel outside of the room that you're currently in right now. What information can you perceive? Can you maybe hear the rumbling of a vehicle off in the distance, or some other energy? And on our next inhalation, can we bring that energy back into this room, back into the four walls, to the sound of the music that you are playing, the sound of my voice, the smells in the air. Allow yourself to feel fully supported by the mat beneath you. allow yourself to know that you are completely safe within this space. And allow yourself to know how deeply you are loved. Breathing and allowing. All is well. Let me introduce to you the practice of working with your chakras with the intention of feeding your spirit. Let us move into the energies of the world behind your eyes and focus your attention now on the area of your second chakra. You are in your lower back, your hips, your sexual area. Feel your attention there. This energy center is vibrant. This energy center is hot and very much alive. It is magnetically powerful, and the truth that resides here is to honor one another. The color we find here in this energy center is orange. Your second chakra oversees what is mine, your personal belongings, relationships, and partnerships. This second phase of energy power represents growing up and out of your roots, out of the tribe or group identity, and into the ability to provide for yourself. This energy center is the base of your creative energy. That beautiful energy that feeds our spirit, or known as our Jing energy. That creative process within us that begs to be put to use. And when we don't put it to use, we feel unsettled or restless. Have you ever not pursued a passion out of the fear of what they will think? Fear of criticism of the tribe? Have you ever acted on a creative thought and allowed it to manifest into what you envisioned it to be? How good did that feel? Remember that feeling of pride and accomplishment? Integrity and loyalty live here as well. What do you stand for? What are your beliefs? In order to thrive in happiness, we must know and stand for our values. To not do this will leave us feeling terrified and stay frozen in time. You must be able to count on yourself. Bring your attention center back into your breath. And imagine that breath as if it were a beautiful golden circle of light in your mind. With each inhalation, you're illuminating half of that circle with beautiful golden light. And then with each exhalation, you're illuminating the other half of that circle until you create that beautiful golden circle of light in your mind, the energy that is you. Now review your day today. Who did you spend time with today? This is the part of your body that records that information. This is the part of your body that records relationships every day and how you interact with those relationships. This is also the part of your body that contains your fight or flight instinct. Feel that. Were you prepared for battle today, or were you calm? Did you meet someone today that you are uncomfortable with? Put them in front of you now. Imagine yourself sitting opposite of them right now. Pull up all of your anger, resentment. Pull up all of your fear into your conscious mind right now, and then ask yourself, what is it about this person that I do not like? I need to know that. And then imagine that the universe sent this person into your life to bring you a message. Now, look deeply into this person's eyes. Keep focused and say, tell me why you are in my life. What message do you have for me? And now, do the reverse. Look into my eyes. What message do I have for you? Ask the question and release it, knowing that guidance will come at any moment, and knowing that that guidance may not be what we want to hear that day. Focus now on your work, because your second chakra is about your work. What did you create today? And how do you feel about what you created today? Are there projects that you are afraid of? Are there projects that you are excited about? Sense your security level. Do you feel yourself losing power when you think about your work? Does it frighten you? Feel that. And then bring your focus back into your breath. Drawing that breath deep into the belly, expanding your lungs, imagining that breath nourishing and healing to every cell within your body. Draw your attention now to your money and your finances, and as you do that, pay attention to the feelings in your lower back. Are you dealing with any financial fears? Because this is where they live. Are you losing power over your relationship with money? Now identify with the illusion as to why you are doing that. Identify the illusion and then release it. Remember how good it feels to let it go. And now reverse it and think of all of the positive energy that you are generating from this part of your body. Think about all of the people in your life who you love and support, because you are connected to them through this part of your body, your energetic system. This is the center by which you send them love and support in their physical life. Think of those people and send them the message you want to send them. Do that now. Focus your attention on your creativity. This is the part of the body where creativity thrives. This is your birth center. This is where you give life to your ideas, your forms. You bring them into the earth through here. Now visualize the ideas that you created today, and visualize the ideas that you wish to create tomorrow. Envision giving them life, breathing prana into those new creations, those gifts of inspiration that came down from the divine through you. And then bring your focus back into your breath, drawing that breath deep into the belly, expanding the lungs, knowing that that breath is nourishing and healing to every cell within your body. Take a moment to bless those that you love. Take a moment to bless your own creativity, your own thoughts. Remember that at least 10 gifts a day come through you from the divine, and bless those gifts. They could only have come through you. And know that this is true of everyone. Ask for more. Be a gift giver, and ask that you never see the gifts that you give. Be a gift giver. And then return to that beautiful golden circular breath, drawing that breath deep into the belly, envisioning that breath creating a beautiful golden circle of light in your mind. With each inhalation, illuminating half of that circle, and with each exhalation, illuminating the other half, until you create that beautiful golden circle of light in your mind, the energy that is you. And now release the final prayer that I only have the now, that my attention will not go backwards into my history, nor forward into my future, that I am committed to present time, to remain grounded in my world, to feeling a bond with each person that I meet, to respecting my own integrity and my own honor, to living within the energy of love and compassion this day and learning to return to that energy when I don't feel it, to making wise and blessed choices with my will, to release the need to know why things happen as they do, and to not project expectations over how I want this day to be or how I want others to be. And finally, my last prayer, to trust in the universe and to bless my day with gratitude and with love. Breathing and allowing. All is well. All is well. All is well. Imagine that you are lying upon the earth, that you can smell freshly mowed grass in the air, that you can feel the final rays of the sun on your body, that you can feel the evening breeze caressing across your skin, that your body is so relaxed upon this space, upon the earth, that your body slightly begins to rise upon your next inhalation. Breathing in, you feel your body gently rise, hovering above the blades of grass. You feel fully supported, completely safe, and deeply loved. And as you breathe in again, you can imagine your body rising even higher, so that you are above the flowers and the shrubs. And that with each inhalation, your body rises higher and higher, fully supported, completely safe, and deeply loved. You can imagine your body rising above the trees. You can hear the breeze rustling through the leaves as you pass by them. And your body rises even higher, up into the clouds. You can feel the moistness and the coolness of the clouds as your body passes through them. And your body continues to rise even higher, higher and higher, into that beautiful nighttime sky, where you become one of those beautiful golden sparkling lights. The energy that is you. Breathing and allowing. All is well. All is well.
This is your center of relationships and creativity, as well as values such as integrity and loyalty. Knowing your values then become an essential ingredient for creating a happy life. You need to be in relationships with others, friends, family, lovers, neighbors, community members, volunteer groups. You need people in order to thrive. No one can be alone and be happy. People need people, and you need to stay creative. This means you need to feed your mind creative inspiration, like good books, film, theater, museums, and conversations. And you need those creative outlets. Happiness requires expression and input. This is also your center of values. The absence of values, whatever your values are, leaves you adrift. You don't know who you are or what you stand for or what you believe. And if you don't know who you are or what you stand for, life will terrify you. You will never be able to count on yourself, much less anyone else. You have to know what you believe in and what you stand for in life. And as you feel ready, knowing there is absolutely no hurry, to return to that seated position, offering the body that gentle movement, becoming aware of this time and space. Maybe reaching for that cup of tea that you so lovingly prepared for yourself at the beginning of this journey, offering yourself a sip, making that physical connection to the here and now. Allowing the light of the room into your eyes, keeping your gaze still soft, maybe offering a little bit of movement for the body, some gentle motions side to side, bringing us back to this time and space, to the here and now. And if it is part of your practice, drawing your hands to heart center. Thank you for taking this time to join me on this journey into the world behind your eyes, where we can cultivate those strengths to allow ourselves to be the best us that we can be, so that we can learn to find the powers of integrity within our relationships, and to learn to honor the messages that the physical body has for us. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.